to do it again.
That's crazy.
And that's if you pay $300 a month. I think, yeah, something like that. It's not.
Wait,
it's very low.
Okay. How do we do anything in this world if we're not like paying this astronomical amount? So how do people make these Twitter AI agents? Do they pay that amount of money?
Great question. Okay, so that is to get a tweet, right? Retrieve a tweet. Usually whenever they're doing these agents, they're just tweeting out, right? So like they'll like get a series of tweets or something maybe to train on and like get a character identity or something for that agent. And then that agent will generate tweets using just like an open API.
Generate the tweets.
Open AI API, and then generates content, like new content, and then does that. You can also get information or get tweets and stuff like that from people, but there are ways to do that don't necessarily require the Twitter API. So I'll give you an example. There's a lot of web crawlers out there, right? So I was talking to my coworker about this yesterday. Actually, it's not like I'm just making this up. Like it just happens to be the case that all these things are very relevant to what's happened recently with me. But yesterday I was talking with a coworker. A similar question was asked about like how do people do it? And like I mentioned how there are other ways. Like you can get a scraper that scrapes websites. And if you look at Twitter and he's like, how is that possible? Like, don't you still have to pay? I'm like, well, if you can open up Twitter on your browser and you can go, and I was doing this earlier today too. I was using the browser controller thing. I forgot the name. But I'll get into that in a second. But like you can,
because I saw that
you can
too.
look at it on a UI, and if you look at it on a UI, then you're able to also grab it from a UI. You can create like what I've been doing lately is like making a website into just a JSON, just like a series of like formatted data about like certain properties of the website. So like if it's a website that has a bunch of like a whole collection of useful AI tools or something, then I'll just go there and then just generate a JSON off of it and add it to a database or in my case right now, it's just a GitHub repository that I created. That's just
how do you do that?
Things.
How do you
there's a number
create
of ways
the JSON?
Let's see, like, so right now, let's open up like some website, like maybe like, let's see, let me give you an example. I'll put one.
Do you want to share your screen?
Do I want to share my screen?
Yeah.
My monitor is 49 inches, so I don't know.
No, put it in the chat. Somebody else said that, and I'm like, well, my monitor is super big, my second monitor, but
it's like literally, if I start looking right here, it's still going. It's right there.
So yeah, I don't know how that would fit.
I have to literally move my face. That's okay. That's
hilarious. Is it curved? Do you love the curved monitor?
Yeah.
Do you see the private chat situation? You know, you could add your X account up at the top and stream to your X account and Abstract if you had it.
Sorry, what did you say? I can do
up at the top. You could add your Twitter, like, so that it streams on your.
Yeah, let me log in.
Okay. And then it'll show both of us streaming. There's 100 people already. Oh shit, she's gone. I'm just talking to myself. Also, you guys, that token is going to Valhalla. I'm not going to shill the token, but it is 8chan because it's almost time for the website reveal. So I'm just letting this run. Holy moly. Holy moly. I just wanted a win today, you guys. I just wanted a win. So let me just talk to you this way. So Buns Enchantress, she's just like the best. She's the best lady. She's teaching us some shit today. Oh, here she is again.
Yay.
Yay.
Hi. Here. So I have
do it?
Did I do what? Oh, did I find the list?
Add your
no,
Twitter.
I logged in. Stream this to my audience. Xerox Buns. I also have YouTube.
Hmm.
Somebody put.
Oh, I see it in the. Wait, where is it?
I'm typing out the description right now.
Oh, I thought you had to do it when you logged in. Got it. I got you. I was saying on the when you were gone, I was just like, this is the kind of thing that you do to learn. It's not like sit and watch a video, or you can, like you can, and you can use things like freecodecamp.org and like, there's lots of things out there you can do. But sitting and like walking through stuff with an expert, even somebody who just like knows something different than you, and you have a conversation, you do it live, and by doing that, you're teaching everybody else. It's like this perfect storm. This is why I love social media, and it's why I've loved it since like the days of Facebook video. It's like knowledge brokering. We're just teaching each other, and we're not having, we can just do it. Like we don't have to like, go through the rigmarole of really anything. We can just decide that we want to talk to somebody that we want to learn from. And so I always try to be really grateful for people that, come on and chat about this stuff, because it is a time consumption type of thing, and like, but people just I would much rather people watch this than go watch some stupid reality TV. This is
Like some
reality TV.
brain rot. Yeah, this is real. This is reality. Okay, so I
This
was
is
looking for a
reality.
link while you're saying that. I'm sitting it in chat right
Yeah.
now, so if you want to check that
Okay.
out.
Got it.
And
Oops, opened in the wrong one here. Haha. Okay, cool.
so do you
Cool.
see how that could be
What do I do?
JSONified?
Oh.
And then I'm gonna send you a prompt right here. And that's one of the prompts that I use. And you can, what I have personally, I use Merlin to do it, but cool thing about Brave, which
Okay.
is what it looks like you're using, is that there is that little, it's like a little
Yeah.
sparkle button on the right. I think that's the AI.
This.
I don't know if it's like part of your browser or whatever. Yeah, so you can copy the thing that I put in there.
Got it.
So like the prompt that I copied in there, and then
Yep.
see if that will work. I don't know because I never really
So
used
convert
the
a website into a JSON. Only include the JSON and include the URL from the Okay, got it.
So certain things, like whenever you're
Understand.
prompting things, you can say like only include or whatever, so it doesn't have like, it doesn't say things before
Right.
and after. So you can easily just like copy it.
Gotcha.
So do you see what it's doing here? And then you can
Yes.
scroll down on
Yeah.
the actual website so people can like see what the website looks like too. On the left side.
Oh,
So
gotcha.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So like it says 17 best AI tools or whatever, and those are 17 of them. And then
Ah.
it's like Copilot. So you can see how that can be JSONified, like in a way, like you can see it like,
Yeah.
well, we have the tools is like the high level, and then you get into like the key features, and you get into like the pricing, the website,
Right.
etc. And then if you look on the right side, Leo was only able to read 22% of the page's contents. That's unfortunate. But if you look on the right side, if you scroll up, so yeah.
And
so
honestly,
it's
I
like,
probably have to pay, probably
yeah,
have to
to
pay
do
for
more.
the
But
better
like you
one.
can see like the way that
Yeah.
it's generating there. Like it says URL, and that's
Yep.
that's the main URL. And then it has like
Yep.
the title and the data. Also like the
Yep.
file name, because that way whenever you want to save that file, I have it like give me the file name there too.
Yep.
And
Right.
then you can see like H1, I guess, is like chunking it that
Mhm.
way. So
Is that
it's like
the
it's
way
starting
we
off with
wanted it
the
to
name.
be?
It's Spacelift Platform. What is that?
I guess that's the name
Okay,
of
so
the
yeah.
like
Okay,
company
that's
or
funny.
whatever.
That's okay. So those are, so it's saying H1 as in the header one. So it's actually looking
Right.
at the
Like
at
the
the code.
CSS.
Yeah, the
Okay.
CSS to do that. So it's funny. So maybe if you scroll down, which kind of makes sense, because if it's written like most articles are, like that would be pretty useful if you're trying to like think about it in terms of like a table of contents. Usually table of
Right.
contents are generated off of those headers and subheaders and that relationship. So you could do like a sort of
Oh,
matrix, like a mapping of like if you want to like replicate this website, but like for a different sort of UI, you can actually
right.
convert that series of data in a way that's like how they can create if you create a table of contents on like Google Docs or whatever. I was actually doing that earlier today. You can just generate
Gotcha.
the
Okay.
similar concept.
Okay, that makes sense. Now,
But yeah, so I didn't do it exactly
I'm
how
gonna ask a
I
dumb
would want to do
question.
it. Yeah, go ahead.
What do we do with the JSON file?
Nothing. I'm kidding. Whatever your heart so desires.
I
I mean,
love you.
what I'm doing right now is just like getting that information so that I can just have it and just like play around with
Okay.
it because I don't have a particular use for it yet, and it's just something that came to my mind like yesterday, or not yesterday, like
Yeah.
this past weekend. And I was like, oh, that'd be really cool just to like start saving some of this information in a JSON. That way I can feed it into another model as data, just like raw data to another model.
Right.
And also that's not consuming of a lot of resources in terms of like hard drive space or storage
Oh,
space in general. So it's just getting like, it's
yeah.
cutting out all the fat. Like I don't need all the photos, or if I do want to have the photos, I can go to the website and
Right.
grab them and stuff too.
Got
But just like
you.
the key
Okay, now I get
information.
it.
Yeah. Without all the fluff.
I feel like we've gone from necessity of like way back in the day where, it was like flashed on websites and it was just like this fancy whatever. And now it's like, just give me the information. Just like literally just give it to me in a text file. Like that's all I want, because then people can like feed it into whatever it is that they need,
And then work with
AI,
it. Chat with it.
whatever, and then work with it. Yeah. Like I don't need this image. Like I don't need it. I see that it's a computer, it's fancy, blah, 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 whatever. But even like on social media, yes, we like to see pictures and stuff, but really we're consuming the information and the picture just goes along with it. Nobody's looking at, like on Instagram. I still feel now that yes, people are looking at the pictures, but most of it is consuming what's written and the information that they're, talking about, as opposed to just scrolling through and looking at people's pretty selfies. Um, so yeah, this is really interesting. Just have the data, have it. Should we show what Huggable is or
Yes,
Hugging
that's
Face?
because the future is, and I think this also like a lot of companies that have made the most leaps and bounds in the past decade or so have been those companies that are very great at collecting data, which is like a big part of why like I think
Yes.
Web 2 was so powerful as a thing and is so powerful as a thing. By Web 2, I do mean just say like the traditional centralized
Yeah.
way that we have our data. It's like we don't own it, someone else owns it, and they
Right.
have a lot of it,
Yep.
a lot of our data, which is great for them to be able to use that to get like better
It's
models and
profitable.
training and stuff like that too. Like and
Yeah.
yeah, it's very, very profitable, and the future is going to be digesting that data too. So it's good to have like tools that you can use and tap into, and starting to think again in that
Right.
sort of mindset of like, how can I collect as much data as possible, just cutting out all the fat. And then that is the
Yeah.
best way to communicate, going back to the beginning of the conversation, to communicate with the computer. They want to know the very as cut and dry as possibly can be. I mean,
Yeah.
they're thinking in zeros and ones. We're trying to get all the way down to there, you know?
Yeah.
Um,
Oh my God, this is like blowing my mind. It's exactly. People need to understand. I was actually showing them Venice, that I really love, mainly because I got a token allocation for it. But I love it because it's uncensored. So yeah, you can't like do a bunch of, crime, but Dolphin is the most uncensored because it doesn't save anything. It just saves it in your local, browser memory. So I really like this, but you do have to feed it so much more than like in a chat GPT or whatever, because that's just saving things, and they're using the learning data. So I like this idea of teaching people, look, you can do this yourself. You do need a little bit of computer power for this. It's not going to happen on your old school HP laptop. I mean, it will get there, but I feel like you do need a little bit of computer power.
Yeah, definitely.
Am I wrong in that?
You're not wrong, for sure. I want to show you something really neat because you're showing me that right there. I would love to show you something. I would have to share my screen, which I'm fine with doing.
That's fine. Let's just try it. See what it looks like. Go down to present, down at the bottom. Eating Fritos.
Can you see this?
Gluten-free. So I'm obsessed with corn chips.
Can you see the screen?
Mm-hmm.
I forgot to take my gummies today. What is that?
Okay, so what you're gonna have to do is make it really big. Like
I will
make your okay.
Is that better? I'm gonna show you.
Bigger. There we go. Perfection. Got it. I'm also just like can't see very well. But yeah, there you go. Maybe it's smaller. There you go. Perfect.
So let's see. This is a cool little thing. It's actually a desktop app, in fact. But I have it running right now in dev mode right now. So,
okay.
And the team's really responsive. It's an open source project that I just discovered. It's an open source product that I discovered a few hours ago, maybe like 8 hours ago or something. It's this app. It's called Pinocchio, like it's spelled like this. And it's made by this person, Cocktail Peanut. So shout out to them. And they created this very neat, a local hosted, you can just run it up in a server that's hosted in your browser and in your local environment. And also there's a app, it's an Electron app that it creates. And so
right.
I'm doing a web view right now just for simplicity, but the app looks just like this. It just has the same sort of setup. And then you can go and you can set up your environment variables and stuff like that. And you can configure it to be launched on the web, so you can expose it, or you can do it locally. And I've just been playing around with some things. I did browser use earlier today, and it was very neat. I had an agent just do things for me. And then if you do Open Web UI, let's click there. This is what it looks like whenever you click it on there. It'll actually run up this terminal. It's very neat. And it is executing the shell. And then this is the Open Web UI. So it's gonna show you something really neat, hopefully. See that you see how it's running, and it's running in an isolated environment. It's on my desktop, but it's in an isolated environment. And ideally, it will show you over here. This is the tab. So it's really cool because you can even make new tabs. And you can make that
That's
let's
cool.
say, yeah, you can make it any website that you want it to be. Let's see, yes.
What?
Straight up, and the app.
Dude,
hey, who's that? That's me with color. So it's a nice little plug I have in here. I also been working on that. Yeah.
Wait, how do you spell it again? Sorry. I want to Pinocchio.
Oh yes. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna change the tab view. I don't know why. Like this.
Pinocchio.computer.
So do you see this is the workspace that I created?
Oh, that's cool.
That Open UI. So this would ordinarily on the website, it would be it would show you a new tab, but it did this instead. So you can just go back and see.
Oh, I see.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So over here, you can do tell me fun facts or whatever maybe. and I have Olama installed on my desktop. So
Gotcha.
on my laptop. So it's actually able to use Olama and run on that local model there. So the cool thing about this looks like it's
Oh,
actually very similar to a very nice.
that's so
Looks like this is very
cool.
similar to another setup that if you look at Vercel, Vercel has some neat fully packed and ready to go like source code for you to check out like
Right,
on as starter templates. And it's not on
right.
the V0, it's actually on their, if you do like new project and then you look at the templates
Yeah, I
there
saw that.
on Vercel. There's like the one that I like is this, it's like a RAG, a streaming like chat sort of thing. So you can have your own little RAG
Oh,
model and it'll like stream it from there.
right.
Um,
I'm looking at
so
that
going
now.
back to this like little app too, you can go to Discover. You can create your own apps, and you can also also get some that are just like out there already. So like um, things that are doing like voice things, like image
Oh,
generators,
wow.
like basically everything you can think of. These are just like little mini apps that are there.
Yeah.
Like I don't even know what is this. Llama
What would you
Factory.
implement this with? Like, what kind of things would you like create an app? I don't know, in Discord, in Telegram? Like, what kinds of things would you do with this? Just for your own sake, or would you build something
Can you see
like
this right
for?
here? What would I use this thing that I'm showing you right now?
Mhm.
Um, I mean, there's so many different options that are out there. Can you wait? No, why does it keep doing that? I'm in the wrong. So does this download thing? Sorry, that was distracting me. Okay. So yeah, there's a
It's
million
okay.
different things that you can do because they're all
Yeah.
different. They're all different, like little mini apps. So it's like you're basically exploring a bunch of mini apps that you're installing on your app, and it's doing like this here. And
Right.
then once you install it, it'll be like here in your home page over here, and you can run them. You can have them running inside of their own like dedicated environments too. So it's super neat, and
That's cool.
the world is your oyster at that point because you're able to just spin up all these things. Like you don't have to code anything after like once it's running and stuff like that. Like you don't see me, I'm not coding this, but it's like it's coding
Right.
itself because it knows how to execute the right scripts for you. So you don't even have to be a
Right.
super developer, but you can still do what all those super developers are doing. Is typing it out for
Yeah.
you.
Oh my god, that's crazy. That's so cool. So
It
this
doesn't,
is
and to get
different
it up
from
and
the
running, it doesn't cost you
V0.
anything. Yeah. Oh, it's very
Right.
different from V0. Like
Okay.
the thing I showed you beforehand was like a Olamas like communication thing and stuff too. It's an entire web browser. So that's why I'm able to open a new tab.
Wow.
So this is like a
Yeah,
Chrome, but
exactly.
you're like seeing Chrome inside of Chrome right now because it's the
Right, right.
the web view of it. But this is also just like if you were to open up Chrome and it would have an app, or if you were to open up like Zoom and you have the Zoom app, etc. Like this is an app just like
Yeah,
that. It's compiled and everything. So I'm thinking about like remixing it a
that's
little bit and then
cool.
incorporating it into like the whole DDevs thing, and then like also styling it a little differently. I mean, it's really nice and clear like how to do the functionalities and stuff, but I like pretty, like
Yeah.
real pretty, so I like to do like real pretty things. So that's something that I would change, that I intend on changing if I decide to use this. And I like that there's community
Yeah.
scripts because you can actually do it yourself and create your own.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
super
cool.
neat.
That
Have
is
you ever heard
really cool.
of DIY? It's like super neat.
Uh-uh.
Have you used that before?
Uh-uh. What is it?
Oh my God, that'd be great because we're building an app. So maybe I'll give you the
Yeah.
floor again, and then you can like maybe you could check out bolt.new or
Okay.
bolt.diy. Yeah.
I mean, I'm
And then we
literally
could
like,
build
you
an
just
app
tell
that
me what
way.
to do and I'll yeah, and let me tell you you tell me what to do and I'll do it.
Yeah,
I
like
can
we're
follow
talking nerdy right
instructions.
now, right? I
That's
said talk
right.
nerdy to you, so
Talk
I can talk your
nerdy to
ear off.
me. I
I don't
know.
get to talk very
Okay,
often,
so I
so
go
here
to
I am.
Pinocchio, right?
Oh no, you don't go
And
to it's
find
bolt.diy. No, you don't
oh,
go to
here, I found it.
Pinocchio. That's doing a lot. Um, you can just go to the
Let
website
me just show you.
bolt.diy.
Hang on.
I think wait, maybe that one's actually
That's not
mature.
right.
That would be your Bluetooth setup.
Oh, I need coffee or something.
Yeah. I have like
There we go. So, sorry. So then just bolt. Oh, not div. There's just a GitHub. Am I doing this wrong? Buns, help me.
yeah, no, I'm noticing that too right now. Hold on. I think it might be bolt.new. I don't know why it's like that. So if you go to bolt.new, yeah, yes, it's bolt.diy because that's the repository that they were using. So it's bolt.new. I was like, that sounded wrong. So there you go.
Oh, look
And
at that.
yeah,
Okay.
and bolt.diy is more of a like
you.
self-hosted sort of like kind of thing. It's more of a
So just even though Vercel like hosts, oh, I guess you do have to pay for that a little bit for Vercel, but like you're saying this is self-hosted and doing
well, just click it like you see there's a lot more like I feel like this has been done for longer than the Vercel one. The V0 is like really neat and stuff, but I think it's kind of still kind of cookie cutter. Like it's going to use like SHA, CN and stuff like that, and like the Vercel APIs
like
and stuff like that. You know, because they're going to use their products, like which is cool because I love their products. I mean, I've been singing on their parade for a while, but maybe if you just type in like build a mobile, no, maybe not, yeah, create a doc site or start a blog, whatever one sounds fun.
What about
there you go? That's typed out. So if you could build anything in the world and you could just make your ideal thing, like what would it be? And then we can work together on it.
I do have an idea, but I don't want to like, I want to, how do you feel about when you just put your information out there, like what you want to do? What if somebody takes my idea? But like, so does it really even matter? Since
I used to do debate like in high school and in college. And like I was at a school where like and also at a level where I was competing against like big teams, like these like large teams, like 40 people. So they would start like sending their little like novices and stuff to go watch my debate round so they could help out their senior members of their debate team. And I would at one point, I just decided to print out extra copies of my case and hand it out to them and still be their teammates because I know my stuff better than they'll ever know it because I become the expert of the case that I wrote. Like they're not gonna just suddenly become better at it, and just gotta have that sort of like mentality. I feel like is that like, and that's what I love about open source. It's like this thing is open source, cool. Like you could copy and paste the whole thing, but you know what you can't fork? You can't fork a community. You can't fork trust. You can't fork the people that believe in you specifically. You can't fork your work ethic. So like you're still gonna be able to outwork them, outpace them. And like I love that I outwork teams. I take pride in that because I'm doing something that I love doing and I grind it out because I just like I'm hard-headed, I guess. I've always been that way. And I want things done and I want them done well and done right and done quickly.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm bullish on you, as the kids say. I think that needs to be like tweeted out. Like you can't fork expertise. You can't fork my network. You can't fork my innate ability to make people laugh. Like you can't fork that. People used to ask me all the time, like, what's your content? Like over on TikTok and stuff like that. And I'm like, it's me. It's just Brooke J. Lacey. It's the comedic timing. It's the like all of that is the content. It's not some specific thing. You can't duplicate it. You can't clone me. I don't think there's going to be like an AI clone of me because I'm dealing in reality. I'm a reality dealer. So what I want to build is I guess an AI agent, but some type of chatbot as a therapist. Here's the background. So I'm very open about like living successfully with mental illness. I have had all of the diagnoses. I joked on stage once that like if I get one more, I'll have Yahtzee. But everyone's not old enough to remember Yahtzee, but been diagnosed with all of the things, and I work really hard at fighting it. And I've been through all of the trauma therapies, all of them. I also live like such a different type of life for a 48-year-old woman, like traveling the world for crypto. Like, not very many 48-year-old moms from Idaho, well, I'm from Chicago, but that live in, Idaho,
Hey, right.
do this kind of life. So when I go to a new therapist, I feel like, oh my God, I'm spending 4 sessions just explaining who I am, what my life is like, what trauma therapies I've been through before, all of that different stuff. And I then was like, fuck this, I'm going to ChatGPT. And I just thought, like, I'm going to check this out. And I am not kidding you. My therapy chat going on in ChatGPT right now has some of the greatest like feedback that I've ever gotten from a therapist.
ChatGPT's response to something that was a therapy thing for me, because I was being hella gaslit on something, and I was like, look, I had to check myself, and if it wasn't for that though, like, I probably would have still have been gaslit and thought that like the way that I was responding was irrational, or like, you know what I mean? So I think that actually is very helpful for people who like they have this like way of thinking about things that are that deviate from the norm. And I'm like that in my own ways. So sometimes it's helpful for me to be able to get that like outside party, that external, like like non-biased, like sort of third party, third person, like, and I mean, and you see it as for yourself, just being that third party sometimes in the conversation, and you're talking to someone else and being like, hey, look, it's clear as day that like this is the situation, but like you're stuck in the situation, so you don't see it as like, as easily, or there's a lot of
no, exactly. And there's a lot of it. The thing I realized a couple of weeks ago is that I had to like step away because it was so powerful. And I was like, oh my God. I was even asking ChatGPT, like, why is it so much easier to talk to you about this? And it was like responding like human. That's exactly what it said to me, is because I'm not judgmental. I'm not, this is, and I had to step back. And then what was great was like, I was asking it like, how do I get you all of the info that's just sort of like bubbling up, but I can't, it's like almost not coherent. And it's like, just do stream of consciousness, just start talking into it. And it was just fucking wild. And it's like, I will then determine this, please.
Yes. And that's exactly that's exactly something that I'm building too, is that. And it's funny that you said stream consciousness. Yeah. So I'm going to share something with you, but do not share with anyone. And then I made an AI of you too. That's another link before that. Because you said you can't be made into an AI. So I was like, I'm going to prove her wrong right now. But this is the other thing.
Okay, so it's exactly me. Like it's exactly me.
Yeah. The x.com link, the first one that I sent. Yeah, that's you.
No, but I mean,
Silk Road era Bitcoin veteran turned technologist who champions women in tech. No, you can talk to it. Want me to ask you a question?
So that's
what question would you ask? Yeah, what question would you ask yourself? I'm going to ask it, but before I tell you what it says, I'll tell you, or I can say what it says, and you can tell if it sounds like something that you would say as an answer.
Okay, I asked it, what's the most important thing in your life? Because I want to see, because I don't really talk about my son.
Well, that's very personal. If they say that, that'd be wild.
Thing in my life, it's answering as Grok. Maybe I'm not doing this right. What am I doing at Devs Club? Do I need to sign up? Or DDevs?
Oh, that's so don't read out the domain, but the full domain.
Sorry.
But yeah, you can just like create a username and password. It can be like user ABC 123 or whatever you might want to do. And then but the reason for that is because it actually does set up yourself as a user on there, and it's not at full production yet. So don't put any stream of thoughts or notes in there that you want to keep forever, because it very well might disappear between now and when
Gotcha.
production comes out. So I'm like, yeah, but I
Okay.
use it a lot, and it's like it's the beginning of my process that I'm trying to do, where you can go, and it's funny you said stream. You can go in there. You can just put whatever it is that you have on the top of your head, and it can either be it could be like a quote, it can be a link, it could be it could be an image, it could be a file, it could be like a note attachment that like a TXT or a markdown. It can even
Cool.
be, you can even open up your camera, make a recording. You can also record your voice and just speak into it and say whatever it might be. It's also very mobile friendly. And I'm also like 90% done with the desktop app version of this. And then you can have a stream of thought, and then that stream can be deleted, which is big for me because I
Yeah.
have like a billion tabs and stuff open, for example. So I like whenever I'm able to just like, if it's been there for like whatever, let's say 45 days, and I haven't moved it over to a note and actually like tagged it and stuff like that or anything, then that stream will just dissipate. It'll just evaporate.
Oh,
Yeah, and it'll go into a recycling bin, and then you can clear out the recycling bin to permanently delete it. But you don't even
right.
see the recycling bin on there unless you go into the settings and you're like, show me the recycling bin.
So
Um,
this is what you've built in terms of like how, like what you're saying is when I said about stream of consciousness,
mhm.
that's what you've built
So there's
here.
an
I'm not
AI
showing it to
component
the
that's
audience.
going to be integrated,
Right.
and it's a chat. You can chat with it,
Oh,
and you can. It's a
gotcha.
little bubble thing on the bottom right. And once I have that
I
set
see
up
it.
cleanly, it'll be a little chat bot that will actually use the data that you fed in there, and it'll use that context.
It's
But
so
what I'm going to
cool.
add into it is allow for you to create spaces. This is another concept where within that space you have a context, so you can tie your
Okay.
like documents and URLs and stuff to a given space, because you might want to compartmentalize, even though you're
Ah,
having like this like repository of your thoughts and stuff like that. Like some thoughts are for here, and some
right.
thoughts are for here. Like some are work thoughts, some are nighttime, alone time thoughts or whatever, and some
Yeah.
are thoughts
Yeah.
that cost a lot of money. So there's like different places that you can put it. That was a double entendre, at least the third one.
This is
um
that's so
yeah,
cool.
it's great.
I'm totally going to use that. That's very cool. Oop, I see. I love that. I don't even know where we're at right now. I just
Oh,
want
and
to
then
use
there's also a
that.
daily
So,
review version too, like where you can like swipe left, not swipe left or right, but you can swipe through different cards that you created for that day. And then you can do like reviewed, or you can convert it
oh,
to a note, you can archive it or just toss it. So it's kind of looks like a little like Tinder swipey swipe thing. So
yeah. Okay, so I just want to like write well, I should fuck with that when I am not live streaming because people are like, what are you guys looking at?
yeah,
Let's
I'm
do
excited to roll it
both.
out whenever it's time to roll it out though.
Yeah, it's gonna be amazing. I'll be your first KOL for that. I'm kidding. I'm not a KOL. I'd be happy to be a content creator for your DDevs. So that's what I want to do is create this, and the way that it would be Web3ified is that it would be token incentives. Like, we would. I don't know about launching a token, but it would be, hooking into. First of all, I want it to be privatized, and then I just want it to incentivize people to like go through the levels of cognitive behavioral therapy, where it's like, okay, let's start with childhood trauma. Let's start with these things. And then there's a couple of different like companies that there's this thing called Self-Help Circle, and it's just awesome. And I feel like if we had them, where we could eventually like train the LLM, train the AI on the stuff that they do, we can sort of, what's the word? Not interact, but what?
Like
Sorry, one second. I'm
communicate, chat,
old.
or
Um, collaborate. Sorry, like collaborate with what they're doing, since they're doing kind of it's just sort of website based and people pay $20 a month. I think we could collaborate with them and get their knowledge because it's really, really popular. The therapist that started Self-Help Circle has like a bazillion Instagram followers and is just really popular. And so I'm like, what if we could, integrate with them, integrate with these other platforms that don't, that maybe need just more technological advancement type of thing. So it's like, then you get even better results from your AI therapist, and then being able to, tokenize it some way to either be incentivized or, sort of the like how Duolingo is like, are you there? Are you still learning? And then you get tokens or XP or whatever. That's why I was hoping I could build it on Abstract and just utilize their already built-in XP incentive program.
What token do you
But I
want it
just
to be?
didn't
What do you want
really
it to be called?
crazy.
Crazy. Yes, I love that.
Yeah, I want it to be all crazy. Speaking of tokens, this thing is fucking rugging in front of my face. Oh, that sucks.
What colors do you want?
I'm not a like girly.
You can just
I like
say
greens
you can
and
say random
blues.
colors. Green and blue.
Yeah, greens and blues, and
And then
yeah,
maybe like a black or white.
yeah.
Or,
I think like a cream color.
okay, that's interesting color. Okay, cream. All right, so I typed out a prompt that maybe we could do.
Okay.
And I can kind of work through like the logic
In
that I
bulk?
have here. I'm not like a mega prompt engineer or anything of that nature. I haven't like formally studied it, but I do have bots so I can do
Oh,
it for
is there a
you.
way to formally study it?
There are techniques. Absolutely. I'll actually include that in one of my courses, like prompt engineering, because that is a huge part of it, especially for the non-technical audience and stuff. And
where is that? Where's your classes and stuff?
So whenever you go to the websites that I'm sending you right here, you'll see that there are two groups. There's one that's a free group, free for life. It's swap.com/ddevs, DEDEVS. And there's already 30 people that's like part of the 3 different WAPs that I have, but there's like 20 already on this one. It's free. And you go there and you can
Oh, I love that.
there you go. Well, that's fast.
I'll
Cray
check it
AI
out.
there. And then and you get a bunch of free.
Does it seriously
things
say
that
that? I need to go to GoDaddy and get that. Hold on. Before somebody else does. No, don't do it.
I bought it already.
Sure. Oh.
I'm kidding. No, I didn't buy it. Do you want me to?
No.
Cray. That's funny.
Shit. Cray.ai is not available. Crazy.ai.
I'm sure that like a lot of a lot of variants of that.
Oh, well, crazy.ai is only $43,000. So let me get right on that.
Plus or minus tax, or kidding?
This is the
There's
best.
a bunch of other
We're
domains.
The best. Oh, this. Yeah, I was.
So
I was
we
thinking,
can
like,
look through the. Sorry, what did you say?
no, we'll deal with the domains later. There's too many domains. It doesn't matter.
We can look
It
at
didn't
the
used to
prompt.
be like that. Okay.
Yeah, there's like so many domains, and there's some of them that are like only like handshake domains and stuff like that too. But yeah, anyways, AI therapy bot, because that's what you want. So like whenever you're using these sorts of models that are already trained on like building apps for you, you don't have to say build an app for me that. You just wasted like five context, because every word that you use could have weights associated with it in terms of like, if you think of the way these models kind of work, you have an outcome that is provided based off of inputs that you give it. Just like in a regressional model, like you have y is equal to, some dimensional variables plus some correcting value.
Right.
And that is something that is used to inform what that bot should do. So AI therapy bot, all three of those words are very relevant to what we're trying to do, right? And it starts the
Okay.
conversation very strongly with the subject. So subject, verb, object too. So AI therapy bot that uses RAG. So it's telling it the way to store the user data. And it says RAG, which it knows is the retrieval. It's the way of having the content that's generated that's used to generate the responses. That content is stored, and it's stored in a vector database, which just means that it's like chunked and it's designed to be able to digest and quickly it vectorizes, so it quickly like captures the elements that it needs to. Similar to like how AI does like the pixel generation, and it like just breaks it down to this like matrix and does like cool stuff. So it's added to a vector database, and then also it helps by saying that's added to a vector database to help it start to think like, let me at least put some code in here that is for inserting a database, because there's usually some way to set this up that has that sort of framework. What I could have done to make this even better, actually, I could have said like a AI therapy bot in a Next.js app or something like that, so that it knows to use a certain framework as well. And then I could say like using Tailwind as well. So those sorts of prompts would help with like getting it really clear on the technology stack that you want to utilize. And I could say like Neon as like the database or whatever. I can specify to that level too, or I could just say Postgres or whatever. So an AI therapy bot that uses RAG to store user data. And then that's the important part. Like, what is the database storing? User data. Cool. And then it can kind of hypothecate on like what that data is. But if it's really important to me that certain elements need to be there that aren't already self-evident, like it's going to have an ID, it's going to have like the user, the name of the user. It's more likely going to have like the gender of the user. It's going to have the age of the user, and those sorts of things that it might consider to be demographical information that might be useful for psychological evaluations. And then create a system for paying for time with crypto token called Cray. So paying for time so that we know the increments of the payments are going to be made out in terms of how much time is being spent with the AI. So maybe there could be some sort of timer element or something of that nature that it can use in the UI. And with a crypto token called Cray, and now they know it's crypto, that's another ping word that it's going to be looking at, which is probably why it threw up that Wallet Connect, which is the standard Wallet Connect that you see like on every web that says, oh, I'm crypto, right? And then brand colors, and then you can just provide it with a list, because you don't have to say like, and make the brand colors like whatever. Like you just do like a list, just edit brand colors and then a list of brand colors, blue, green, and cream. So AI therapy platform with crypto payments. I love that. Supabase, vector database.
And it tells you exactly what it's doing.
It's using the Wallet Connect.
Start the application. Cool. And then.
So I love how it also works the way that it's thinking.
Yeah. And then it tells
Supabase,
you the
ready
things.
For vector database.
Web3 integration. Okay, so and then it tells you sort of like how Vector or V0 does it, where it's like, okay, set up your Supabase project, connect it.
Where's the button? Where's that button? That's cool.
Yeah. And then create the necessary database tables.
Implement the RAG system for conversation memory. So that's how RAG should be used, which is good. Set up the token contract. Oh, it says to complete the implementation. I thought it was saying that it was doing these things. I was like, whoa, that was very impressive. Okay.
Right. Like that'll be the day when you can just tell it like,
but you can,
but you can though.
But you can though. It says, would you like for me to help you with any of these next steps?
Oh, I didn't even say, but doesn't it give you instructions or?
No. It can update the code. You can, so let's see like what it does like now, like just out of curiosity, like what do we have here so far?
So, like what's on here? A very large image.
Very large image.
Connect your wallet to start your AV. There's no, you have to connect first before you can start. Okay. It did bring up MetaMask, so.
It does? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That is wild. That's really cool. But let's see what the code says, and I can tell you what it'll look like.
Oh, okay.
I have
Oh,
a
you.
hard stop in an hour, by the way, at the absolute latest, because I
Okay.
have a meeting. I get be caught doing the stream while I have a work meeting for everyone on the team or in the department. Okay, look. Whoa,
Did I?
you connected it. Oh, okay.
What?
It's probably not gonna
What
work,
is
but
bipolar?
what is bipolar?
Did I try it?
Yeah, sure. See what it says.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's look at the code real quick.
There's the code.
So I can tell you this is a React app, it looks like, and it has components and store. And the components, if you flip that down, it has chat and it has Wallet Connect, because those are the two things, those are the two
Yep.
components that we were expecting to see in the interface. And the way these React
Yep.
apps are kind of set up is if you go there, okay, so I can break that down really quickly. So a user message
Okay.
is created, it's sent
Mhm.
as well. It's sent in a add message function. And I'm guessing this add message function is part of the use store. So whenever it's doing store, it's actually storing something for
Right.
persistence throughout the application, so that you can have this information that's like stored once a person's logged in. For example, want to store their wallet address and stuff like that, so it's persistent. And
Right.
it looks like the user message is designed such that it has a role element on it, and it says ID,
Okay.
content, role, and timestamp and session ID, which sounds like how you would be setting up a database that has a user,
Yeah.
or a message like table, and the message table has different elements of it, like a ID, then it says crypto.random UUID, which is how databases usually generate these IDs, because databases always have IDs associated with each of the elements in the table, each of the
Mhm.
rows of the table, and they have IDs tied to them. The content is the input. So if you scroll down, it says send message. So right there, it says implement AI response logic with RAG, which is cool, because that's not too hard to do if you just use Vercel's AI, which I was like mentioning earlier, where they have this
Oh,
sort of
right.
flow where you can communicate with things. And then you can use
Okay.
you can also use that API or some other APIs to like send some information off into a database, and then also retrieve that database from the I think it was Supabase. Yeah, Supabase.
Yeah. Yeah, it says that it's telling us to do the super. So if it's saying to do this, then we know that in the code it's like waiting for.
Well, let's see what store
this
says. So the component
information.
is like very focused on like the UI part, like what you'll see in the UI. And
Right. Wait,
if you go to
store.
store
Right.
right
I'm like,
there,
where?
and then you store. So this is like that information that's being stored and persisted throughout the app. So it has like users, messages,
Oh,
set a user, set a session, and then it has like connection status. Like I guess if you set your wallet with a Connect wallet, it probably has like a use store to see like, is the user connected? And if the user is connected,
right.
then it's going to display certain things like the stream chat. So I'm going to guess that the Wallet Connect button takes in something that has to do with it being connected, or the chat, and the chat component is taking in whether someone's connected. You see it says is connected, set user at use store.
Oh, yeah. Right here. That's what it's taking in, right?
Yeah.
And then it's use store is exporting.
Use store is just keeping that, storing
This.
that info. Yeah, it's just
right.
keeping that
Okay.
info so
Right.
it can be like added to the context. But if you go back to the Wallet Connect, I think this will be useful for people who are like maybe not super technical, but like want to know a little bit more
Okay.
about what it does.
Yeah.
So the winner.ethereum not undefined, it means like it will look for if MetaMask specifically is like an in-browser sort of MetaMask experience is like initiated. And if it has been, then it will be able to use this request accounts. So it has to actually be connected to like an RPC URL. And that's ordinarily done through like an extension or something that's tied, or like a wallet that has like a mobile view in it too. It's very universal.
Oh. Oops.
Yeah. And then if it does have that, if it's able to have an RPC connection via that wallet, then it can do this method call of ETH_request accounts, which is just a standard Ethereum blockchain like node communication to be like, hey, who is this account? Who's this set up with? Like what account is this user using? Right. And because it can be generated off of a a series of accounts. Like you could have like 50 accounts for a given mnemonic or something. You can use wallet address
Right.
as accounts as the first indexed account. That's what the 0 index is.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So the set
My
user,
brain's absorbing. Okay.
yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot. I was trying to stay a little high level without getting
I'm
too into it,
following you.
but
Yeah,
I
I'm
still want to
following
have
you.
good
Yeah.
coverage. So if you scroll down there, there's like set user.
Set user. Yeah. Here.
Yes. And so whenever you're interacting with the databases, you have your ID again, of course, and you're setting it. So you're probably doing a post to an API and posting something. And that's what it's
Mhm.
saying with create and
Right.
created at. And it says new date, which also indicates that like you're creating a user.
Mhm.
And so it's kind of a weird way that they implemented this, but I mean, it is a way of doing it. I would be interested in seeing if we could connect the, wait, what's the rest of that? Just out of curiosity, we scroll it down. Okay, yeah, no, it's just the wallet. You see where it says
Like the
button and it says connect wallet on click.
Mhm.
So every
Yep.
button element, that's just a standard HTML. You don't have to like do anything special to
Right.
access a button. It's just like accessing like a
Right.
div or accessing like a H1 or H2 like we saw in the other thing. That's just HTML with
Right.
scripting. So the button has an on click, which is a handler for a action. So
Yep.
if you look at connect wallet, you can see that that's actually an action that's being taken, and that action is it's going to be at the top of this file. It says connect wallet async is equal to async blah blah blah. That is whenever you press that button, then it'll try to connect wallet. Because if you don't do that and just have like connect wallet just like sitting there in the middle of there, like right after you have connect wallet, you just like call connect wallet right after it. It'll just keep calling it
Mhm.
and it'll completely
Oh, right.
destroy everything. Yeah. So you don't want to do that. So that's why it has a button, and the buttons are always really useful for a lot. So a lot of times people have buttons because they don't want to like, exhaust all those resources. You have to press a button if you want to use it. You don't need to keep connected to wallet.
Right.
That'd be really weird. So you press the button and it does
Oh,
that.
so the connection stays once it realizes
Yeah,
that
once it's
that
connected.
you're there, the account's there. Okay, then it just stays
Yeah.
connected.
And then if you click
the
it
rest-
again, then it's probably gonna like disconnect you. I'm not
Doesn't
sure.
it give you the
I
option
don't
to
see it.
disconnect? It does not. Usually there's like disconnect. I have to figure that out. What if we said like make the spelled it wrong. Whoopsie. It doesn't matter. Oh. Oh, okay. I don't know if it's connected or not. I don't know what happened. I probably did that wrong. Should I have said set is connect false? Oh, and then the button on click is fed. The question mark is or? No. I don't know what I'm doing, Buns. I'm just fucking around and finding out. What would you say the next thing to do would be? Is that the music streaming? I'm gonna turn it down. Oh, there's people in the abstract chat. Hi! They're tipping with Pengu. Thank you. Um, okay, what would be the next thing? Are you talking and I can't hear you? No, I cannot hear you. What just happened? I was wondering if I was talking over you. Hold on. Hold, please. What the fuck is going on? Hmm. I don't know what just happened. I didn't change anything, I swear. And I can't hear her. Turning up your mic. I can't turn up your mic volume. Ah, this sucks. I all of a sudden cannot hear you. Let me see if these other headphones. Hold on. She said she was gonna bite me. Oh my god. I can't hear you. Okay. Okay, I changed my I love that she's telling me what to do, but I just did that. Um, oh, now I can hear you. Wait, what was that?
So my I've been talking too much. That
Okay,
was
now
my
what'd you say?
I heard an echo because I had it on Twitter. I'll do yeah. So I have this mic here. It's a very small little mic I have right here, but it died.
Oh.
So
Ah,
I've been
so
charging
it
this
wasn't
thing,
me.
and
She's like, "I
that's why
was
I
gonna
said five
bite
minutes
you."
because I was like, I need to charge this thing so it can last. And I'm surprised it lasted as long
Oh,
as it did. I was not expecting, yeah. So it also was like charge for like 10 minutes. So that's not
got
bad
you.
for a 10-minute charge. What I was saying though, on the wall connect component,
Yes.
if you scroll down, and I was trying to
Mhm.
keep my cool because I was like, is she just like ignoring me? I was like, no,
Nope,
don't do it. I know how to do it. I was like, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't type it in there. I can show you.
nope,
Okay.
I
And
could
they're like,
not
I'm
hear
gonna do it
you
anyways.
at all. And then I thought you
That's
just
okay.
weren't answering me because I was
Oh
being
my God.
stupid.
We were
I'm
both like getting well, I'm glad
I'm
that we don't hate
sorry.
each other. That's good news bears.
No, I love you.
Connect Wallet, if you scroll down like on
Okay.
Connect Wallet, I can tell you what's going on there. So hold on, that's too
Oh,
far.
wait, sorry,
Just I want to see
sorry.
between like line 7, like have line 7 all the way at the top as much as possible, or line
Oh,
9
okay,
actually.
gotcha, gotcha.
Yeah,
Like this?
a little bit more.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, silly scroll. Okay, yeah, perfect,
yeah.
perfect, perfect.
Okay,
So we have a set is connected whenever we are using the connect wallet. And remember,
yeah,
set is connected is using the storage value of is connected and it's updating that state to
right,
connected because set
right.
is connected. Um, and it's also a great way to like whenever you're doing your code and you're using like booleans, like is connected. It's good to start off with like is whatever, like is online or is uh, connected or is um, active or whatever it might be. Um, and then set is connected is true only whenever you connect the wallet. But whenever you want to disconnect the wallet, you could have a disconnect wallet button, Or what I like to
Okay.
do is, and it's different from the way that they implemented it here, is I just use a toggle. So instead of set
Oh,
is connected, there'd be a toggle that would happen as a constant that is just actually updating the state based off of what the current state is and becoming the opposite of it. And also do the same sort of
gotcha.
idea in smart contracts whenever I write them. Instead of doing like pause as a function and then unpause as another function or something of that nature, it would just be like toggle pause because you click it once on, click it again, off.
Right.
Not too hard. And also because like there are some times I was interacting with the contacts and I was like trying to just do it like wherever I was on mobile or whatever sort of weirdness. And sometimes like inserting a one or a zero to like set the state or true or false to set the state just like wouldn't update well. So then I started implementing that practice. But I think the idea of like having a toggle makes a lot more sense than like connect wallet and then another one's disconnect wallet, you know?
Oh, that makes
Um
sense.
and it's more
I get
explicit
that.
too about like what's going on. There's like a toggle.
Right.
And so it would be like so Connect Wallet would be more, I would name that something like um what is it? Yeah, Connect Wallet can stay there, but instead of set is connected rather, it would be a constant toggle wallet, and then it would just work with the set is connected. And instead of saying true, it would say exclamation mark is connected. That makes
Oh,
sense. So it's
yes.
toggling through that state. Because if it's currently
So,
connected, and if it's currently
yeah.
connected, toggling the wallet will make it not connected, which just means it will be connected. That makes sense?
Okay.
And the next
Yeah.
time we do it, it'll be
And then
disconnected,
you
etc.
toggle it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
That makes sense. So how would you write that
Right above the connect wallet button,
here?
up where it says connect wallet, where it says constant connect wallet.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant the actual button code.
Yeah, so above line 9. So in there, you'd still like be within the connect wallet button. So if you think about the logic,
Oh,
above the connect wallet, because you want it to be outside of connect wallet. Yeah. So this is its
oh,
own
that's
little
right.
handler.
Okay.
So
Got you.
so you could do like a constant handle toggle or something like that, or handle
Like that?
connection. Or
Uh,
how about we do like toggle wallet? How about that constant toggle wallet?
Toggle wallet. Okay.
Yeah. Because toggle is a verb and then wallet is the object. So we have, and that's how I like to use these sort of like hooks. That's how I like to
Oh,
think of
that
these
makes
is like
sense.
connect wallet is a
Yeah, I
hook
like that.
and toggle wallet is a hook. And
Got
then
you.
what I would do after that is do like, you can copy paste like that line where it says connect wallet is equal to async, da da da. Um,
Sorry, I made
and
it
then
bigger so
just,
people could see, but,
yeah, if you just want to copy line
um
10 and then paste it, and then
ah,
just line 10, just the first line. Yeah.
yeah, it was, like, giving me
I can also
weird
type it out for you.
okay. Yeah, type it out for me.
Actually, how about we put it in the chat thing here? Say, create a toggle wallet um, handler that is used when changing the connection state. Maybe you could say that.
Should I say attempt fix?
Yeah. Show problem first. Oh,
Oh, whoops.
it's okay.
Whoopsie.
You just created a lot more. I'm just kidding. So yeah, so sometimes with these like AI editor thingies, you gotta kind of let it do its whole process because it'll be like, if you use
Right,
cursor, it'll be like, I'm doing this thing, but oh wait, hold on, it didn't work. I'm fixing it. But if
right,
you're like coding
right.
while it's doing that, then it's gonna be like, oh wait, hold on, it starts to freak out. It's like highly caffeinated like coder. It's like
I
okay,
love
so
that.
remove the incomplete. See, it says remove it. They and then they get like really like mean about it. They're like, I had to remove what you did while I was trying to talk to you. So like next time don't do it because it just wasted my time and your tokens.
I've fixed it. I've fixed your syntax error. Should be, like, all in bold.
Yeah, all right. And
Remove the
then
incomplete
use a turn.
toggle
So the ternary
declaration.
operator is what we were doing before too. Like The
Right.
message didn't complete
That's
its
why I was like,
response.
tuner.
Maybe we could do retry. Let's try retry.
It's like Bolt has tried to resolve the problem. Like, thank you. The development server
Yes,
should now be running
is now
without
working
errors.
correctly. So a proper toggle between connect and disconnect states, a clean state management for the wallet connection, appropriate visual feedback, color changes, and proper error handling. What always throws me off with these AI thingies is that it sounds like me. So like now I feel like whenever I like write anything, I'm like, I gotta like make it sound more human because like apparently I talk like it in AI already. Like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
it's crazy. But
Maybe
let's
you
see what
could say
the
it in
codes.
the prompts. It's like, "And please be nice to me."
Please
Should
be
I see
nice
the
to me.
code or actually do the connect?
Yeah, let's try doing the magic first. Let's see how. Ooh, zero cray though. You need to get more cray.
I know. And then it
Ooh,
just
tell it all.
like,
Awesome.
shouldn't it show the, last part of the address or no?
It can. You can add that on there, definitely. But let's see what it did just now.
Does it show you what it
Okay, so
actually
all it did
did?
is revert the incomplete. Let's see what the problem says real quick. If you scroll up, it says like problem, show problem. You missed
Am
it. It
I
was
not seeing it?
further down.
Sorry. Oh.
It says show problem right there. Bold to try
Oh,
to resolve it.
sorry,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay. Oh
Will
yeah,
you
so that was
redo
whenever you were
that?
typing in. So let's see what it was before that.
Um,
Okay, so there you go. Um, okay, so yeah. So the error was that you had like started off typing toggle wallet, and it's like, hey, that's not a thing. You didn't finish your constant there.
oh, right,
Um,
because I just typed it and then yeah, didn't erase it.
mhm. So what we have there is connect wallet, and then if you scroll down, or maybe is there a way for me to like interact with it while you're using it, like, or no? Just not let you share it.
Um,
It might be quicker than me being like,
no,
hey, go line 3, go up.
it would be
Um,
cool if you how do I could just no, like, send you the link and then 'cause am I
yeah, maybe I
even
think that
logged in?
works.
Oh, or can I? Because you have to sign in to this.
So there's the export button. What does it do whenever you export?
Either download or open in StackBlitz? What is StackBlitz?
Oh, Stack
Oh,
Blitz. There you go. And then it's like open in Bolt.new. Hello. Yeah, so I can get the Stack
new
Blitz, and then
new?
that way I can replicate the Stack Blitz, and then maybe can I import on here? I never personally use this because I do coding thing. I've used it like
Right.
maybe use
That's
it
cool.
once. It is super cool, yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
Oh, look, okay, this is how you can do it. Perfect. So you see the middle where it says, if you go back to bolt.new, this is great. Yeah. And then you see the middle where it has like a lock. I accidentally stumbled upon this. The carrot down.
Oh,
Public. Yeah.
what? Oh my god, that's
Cool.
so cool.
Now let's see is there a link that it gave you or anything like that?
I put it in the well,
Yeah.
I sent it in the
But that's
StackBlitz
StackBlitz, but you have
thing.
the bolt.new one though.
I see what you're saying. Okay, this one.
Oh, this is cool.
Oh, it even, like, lets you deploy and everything.
I'm gonna show you this. This is the one thing that I created on bolt.new. All right, so let me see what you have here. Okay, so it's loading and everything. Is it cool if I show my screen?
Yeah, yeah. You should be able to, and then I just remove mine, and then
Create therapy. That's funny.
mhm.
I love it. All right. So how does that look? Is it it's too small?
Oh, sorry, I have to add it. No, I can see it.
Cool. All right. So successfully imported a project. Cool. Awesome. So it doesn't have like the text, like which I guess is a good thing for some people because they're like clumsily like, hey, aren't you working? Work better or something.
Right,
Um,
right.
let's see. What we have here is we have the components and we had the Wallet Connect component, right? So the cool thing
Mhm.
about Wallet Connect component is that you can do this toggle situation. So there's this disconnect wallet and then we have connect wallet. Remember, I was like, that's kind of inconvenient, like to have like that sort of redundancy. What really matters
Right.
is disconnect wallet is just like doing a connect wallet, but the inverse of it, right? So what we could do here, I'm gonna add this above the connect wallet. um, And what I'll do is have set is connected, and then it's gonna pull in the state here is connected, right? And then it's gonna invert it.
Yep.
So if it is connected, it'll be disconnected, etc. That makes sense.
Okay. Yeah,
And then we're
I
gonna
get you.
change it from disconnect wallet to toggle wallets. And then I'm just going to copy paste that ternary operator that we were seeing around the compass operator now. This ternary operator we saw here, 'cause this is very clumsy to put there like in the button. So you want to do like something like you do ordinarily with buttons, people do like handle click or something like that. But since we know explicitly
Right.
this is going to be like toggle wallet, which is also very useful when there's multiple buttons on the same UI, you kind of want
Right.
to make sure that you're doing it right. So we copy the state here. So it says is connected, then disconnect. All right. So that's what this does here. Disconnect wallet is what used to be what we're running right now. Does that make sense? Disconnect
Yes.
wallet was before we changed this as disconnect wallet. So it would run through and it would, is it connected? Then disconnect wallet would be set user null and also set is connected to not is connected. So we could write that out like very verbosely and be like, is it that? We could do if statement. My mouse can go away from me. And then an if statement, if is connected, then we'll do the first thing, which is connect wallet or so set is connected to what was it? If it is connected, then we're going to disconnect it. So this disconnects the wallet, right? If it is
Right.
connected, then we disconnect it. And then the other thing that we did was we set the user null right here.
And you do the set user as null because
All I did right here is just migrate over remember this used to be called disconnect wallet. This
oh,
like the
right. Right,
it
right.
was disconnect wallet and it had these two functionalities here. So this is just
Right. Okay.
replicating the disconnect.
Got it.
So this is the disconnect. And then I'm writing this verbosely intentionally to then hammer out like the better way to do it to refactor it. Else,
Right.
what we'll do is we will have a what is it? Connect wallet, right? So we'll do Connect Wallet, which is running this functionality here. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes, yes.
All right, so freaking keywords so far. Okay. Um, does that still work? It doesn't. So why? Why not? Well, this is a neat thing is that you have what is this? Okay, so if it is connected, then it's going to do these two things. And if it's not
Mhm.
connected, then it's going to connect a lot. So right now we're in a state where it is not connected, I believe. But what we can do here is toggle wallets here, async. It's an async operation. So what were we asyncing here? Async awaits, connect wallets. And then now it's prompting me to connect my wallet. So I'm gonna dangerously do that with a throwaway account. There you are.
Oh,
So
perfect.
do you see the difference between what I did and
Yep.
why it didn't work before? So the
Yeah.
async thing is just because on Connect Wallet, you gotta wait for it. Because it's like, hey, you gotta
Yeah.
wait. You can't just go around doing what you want. This is, you
Right.
know,
It's not
it's
gonna just
to
do
you.
it. You have to actually wait for the wallet to connect, like,
Yeah,
the thing to
exactly.
happen behind the scenes. Yeah.
Exactly. So what we have is this toggle wallet is doing this, and that is a little bit cleaner. So is connected, set is connected to false. Now what we can do is instead of always doing that, what we'll always just do is connected, and we'll just change the state for is connected. So it doesn't matter if it is or isn't connected. It's just going to flip it the other way around, right? So that's going to be the first
Right.
step that we'll do. So now we have the second thing that we'll do, and this will always be a valid functionality, and we can test that to make sure. Looks like it's doing well. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And that's this essential part of toggling the wallet. But another part of toggling the wallet is in the event that it is connected, you need to set the user to null. And then what I'll do here, um, engage, or maybe like set wallet. And then here, what we can do is set user null if it is already connected.
Oh, got it.
And then you want to rerun, run. If it is connected, and then this is the turner operator. So is it connected? If yes, then do that. Otherwise, so this means otherwise you can just say like whatever. But what we'll do here instead is this and that just means like only do this thing if this is the case.
Mhm.
There's 5 errors. Yeah. Oh, here it is. Here it is. I have this weird if stuff here. Um, they did not just do that. They said, no, we're going to do it my way. I'm like, no, you're not. All right. So await connect wallet. You're always going to run that. And so I just, after I get out like what was going on in the other side of it, or
Mhm.
if you're not, if you're going to connect your wallet, it's going to be set wallet instead of connect wallet. Forgot to update that. So it will set is connected to the opposite. And then it will also then always use this set wallet. And set wallet will go here and it'll say like, is it connected? If so, then it'll do that. Otherwise it won't. So let's see what the error says here. Let's
Gotcha.
not be scared of errors. Um, at the 55 here. I guess it's changed since then. So let me clear this real quick. Good. That's that. Toggle wallets. So let's see. Toggle wallets will be 300. Wow, that's a lot of errors.
Does that say 4,930 errors?
Yeah, it did. That's wild. I broke it. And I just broke the code. That's how it happens. Well, that's interesting. Wow. It just said, "Hey, I want to do it my way or the highway." Is it updating on your side too, or no?
Does it change when you go to like, do I need to, like, get out of mine? I don't see it it doesn't change on my end. I wonder if I have to just refresh the page. Let's just do that. I might have to refresh the page. Yeah. Importing StackBlitz project, and it gives the Git logs. I've successfully imported your project. I'm ready to assist you with analyzing and improving your code. Jackass. This guy's
Right.
an ass. Um, it doesn't give me any errors or anything.
But what does it look like? Does it have
Same thing.
it has the code that I put in there?
Oh, what the hell? Hold on. I don't know. Let's look.
No.
Mm-mm.
Okay, well, this is
Why I wonder why that's
there's an await, it's an await problem. I think it's just calling something. Well, that's fantastic.
did it even keep your code over here?
Oh, that's that I didn't. I think what it might have been is I didn't use it in proper whenever I did the hook call on
Mhm.
the interface, I might have accidentally done it so that's just iterating through the same request over and over again. But that is like very
Oh.
weird. I've never had that break anything before. Um, but I guess because it's a browser hosted terminal, or like a editor,
Oh.
that it's like able, and I probably have a lot of stuff going on in the browser, TBH. Scared to see how much. Oh, and I'm also running an entire like web like Electron app too in Olama
Oh,
and
shit.
streaming at whatever
Oh
it
my
is that I'm
god.
streaming at.
It's probably yeah,
And I
it's probably, like,
have
mad. No, we
8
can wrap
desktop
it up. We
views open.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say I have 8 minutes. I'm like, we can totally whenever you're whenever you have to go. This is, like, so cool. Can we do this, like, twice a week? 3 times a week?
Yeah, you gotta give me more of a
It
heads
just
up
distracts
too.
me. I will,
And you
for
don't always
sure.
have to
This
give
was
me
just
heads up.
random. I was like, I need to just do something nerdy because I can't think about life right now. So this
No,
is definitely helping me, like, utilize my brain in a different way. I'm grateful to you. Thank you.
of course.
Yeah, let's talk dirty to me, like, 3 times a week.
Deal. Every day, forever,
Cool.
and ever and ever. I have a lot of RAM and it's still like it still went crazy. That's wild.
A lot of
Yeah,
what?
well, I have 48 gigabytes of RAM. This machine, it's a M3 Max, whatever. But I think it's just Bolt.diy or Bolt.new. It's just like
Yeah, because it
I'm
didn't
not.
save.
I want to do it the way that I want to do it. It's pretty
But
funny.
what happens if you okay, what happens on your screen?
What do you mean?
It
It
gives you all
broke.
those errors?
It doesn't
Oh,
say there.
gotcha.
It just keeps trying to. It looks like it's looping through something. Um,
Oh, got
I
it.
did some naive thing that I don't normally do because I don't have that issue.
Yeah, because
Like
you
it
do
doesn't.
things totally different your way or the highway.
Yeah, I just like to refactor things. Sometimes it's like better coding practice to like think about like,
Yeah.
can I put this together in a way that is like how it's usually implemented, and also like in a way that is intuitive. Like people
Right,
are used to seeing like a handle sort of thing happening whenever they're clicking a button. That's not executing a ternary operator inside of the actual
right.
like button press, because like that's something that shouldn't be happening there. It's kind of a little ratchet way to do it. I'm kidding.
And it does all like, how are AIs trained for coding? That's not a good question. Like, why do
That's
they
a good
all do
question.
something different? Obviously, you can do it differently. Like that's what coding is. You can write it a certain way, but like, is it something that they're trained on?
Yeah,
Specific
and there's different ways of
code
them training. They
practices?
train on, so like what we're kind of getting into the very beginning, where there's like agents that are basically able to have a character template. Like if you look at like Eliza,
Right,
like they have characters and they use like a JSON that's like, oh, this is the person's name, this is like their background, like their interests and stuff like that. And the
right,
same thing with the AI bot that I sent you the link to. It gathered all your tweets and got that information and tried to communicate as if it was you. So like that context, and that's also like why this RAG thing is also really interesting, because it helps with honing in on the elements that are the most important. And also it goes back even to the
right.
prompt engineering. Everything is always just about like input output when it comes to computers. Like what is the
Yep,
thing that you're putting into this equation? And then that's going to inform the outcome of what you're putting in. 50 million bajillion ways to do the same thing, even in coding languages, because for anything, there's a billion coding languages you could use, for example. But
right,
beyond that, even within the same one, there's a billion different ways. You saw this there, like with Connect Wallet. Should we toggle it? Um,
right.
should we get the accounts instead of having like a wallet address is separate, have like a different way of setting that up? I don't know. There's no one right
Yeah,
way. There are best practices though,
right.
and it tries to follow what it is trained on. And if people are kind of sloppy with their coding, or if it's trained on like how to do apps with Svelte, and then it's trying to make a Next.js app, it's going to be a little different than if we were to use like Vercel and try to create a Next.js app, for example.
Gotcha. That makes sense. And then it's like if what we're seeing in like, for example, Bolt is that you make changes and then it's like, no, I don't like that. Um,
I'm gonna
it's
break. I'm
almost
gonna
like
explode.
it yeah, like it's like, no, you asked me to do it, so just put in the prompt what you want me to change. So it's almost like we had to prompt it to say, change that functionality to be a toggle functionality instead of what you have here and see what it,
Probably because it doesn't want
outputs.
to over engineer it too. So it
Ah,
starts off with like a framework. What I've noticed of these sorts of templating is that and I think that's a smart way to do it too. So you're not exhausting all of their tokens and your tokens. Because
right.
as it does more predictive text generation, which is what LLMs are, by the way. I don't think people remember that, or like really keep that in mind, is that like it's really designed to just like tell you the next thing in the series of things. Like it's just trying to
Right,
predict text, for example. So it's not always like perfect. It's not always going to do it the best way, but it's going to do it in a way that like works. And if it doesn't work, then it's going to keep doing something until it's able to push something out that works. So it's like a very dedicated junior developer right now. It's not like designed to like
that makes
replace
sense.
like senior software developers that are like able to build out like full stack applications that are like following all of the right standard practices, and have
Right,
like the sorts of little just tricks of the trade that you pick up on, and that change. Like so it could be trained on a bunch of information, but even if it's like 6 months, like it's Next.js 13 and we're at 14 or whatever, it's going to be
right,
different. It's going to have like a source, and then it's going to have app versus have like app at the top level, things like that. That just like
right,
may be a little absurd. And like the way that they're doing their databasing, for example, with Superbase and stuff, a little different.
right.
There's no like,
It's almost like it's used for almost for troubleshooting also and debugging, where it's like
mhm.
it's not
Get
meant
starting
to
point.
what's that?
Yeah, it's a starting point, like you said. Like
Yeah, yeah. You
like a
still
bottom
have to
line.
know what you're doing. I there's a couple of people that I have sort of run into in the last couple of years that are like, "Yeah, I'm a software dev," and not the last couple of years, like a year, that it's like, "Yeah, I'm a total software developer," and I'm like, "You wrote that with ChatGPT." Like, yeah, of course it's gonna work, but that's not how, like, That's not how it works. You have to like, like know what you're doing and then use it to like enhance or help you figure out what broke or whatever. What do you
That's a
like
great
using
topic.
Cursor?
That's a great
Oh,
topic for
yeah.
next time.
Yeah. Let's talk about
Maybe we
that
could
next time.
plan out some things like that because that's I could go on forever about that.
Let's do
And I
that.
think that that
We'll have
deserves its
a
own sort of
full.
like, yeah, that
Yep.
deserves its own like attention because we deviate on that. Maybe we'll have a little debate and we'll have like a gavel and stuff, be like order
Hmm.
in the court. It's funny, like this bookshelf I have here, I have a section that's dedicated like my political science books, and I have a gavel that I won. I was gonna grab, but
Perfect.
we all use
That's what
that.
we'll do. I
And
definitely don't want to debate you. I'll just agree with everything you say.
don't do that. No, because
Yeah.
I'm just a person. I could be wrong too. There's no right or wrong answer. It's
I
like
think the
the age old
discussion is
question of
always
like, which code should I start with, or like what language coding language should I start with? Some say Python, some say C++, some say JavaScript. I
what do
would
you start
say
with?
I I've advised this recently, and I've changed over the years because I first I was like, oh, just learn Python so that you can understand the logic of coding and not have to be too absorbed with the nitty gritty. But I disagree with that. That's the route that like I took and I thought was a great route, and it probably was at that time, but still probably
Yeah.
wasn't. What I would highly recommend is starting off with JavaScript or TypeScript. I prefer
Hmm.
TypeScript because it allows for you to be very particular about the typing that you're using, which helps with the framing of the thing that you're doing. Because if you don't even know the kind of information that you're expecting someone to input, and if you don't even know the
Yeah.
types of information that you're expecting to have as outputs and input outputs, then you can't reliably have a great experience for anybody.
Right.
Because you could have like they're like, "How many apples am I eating today?" Z, you're eating Z apples, Z apples.
Right.
It's like Z
Right.
apple as a Z apple, like just one, like
Right.
no,
Is
like
that
Z
full?
apple, like the letter Z. Yeah, so
Right.
you don't want that. You want it to be a number. So TypeScript lets you do
Right.
that, like specify output must be number. You can't do that in JavaScript. It won't let you. You try it and it's
That's
like, no,
right.
no, no, we don't. We're vibing over here. Like, nah, don't
Yeah.
kill
We
it.
don't care about that. Like, let
And
us
vibe
do
coding is
our
another
thing.
topic. Maybe we could do like vibe coding or something as the next topic. Have
Ooh.
you heard of that?
No.
The diametric opposite of like what you're intending in a way. And the sense that it's like
Ah,
we will cover that topic next time that we have a stream. So check us out next time and you can figure out
yep.
what vibe coding is. I'm
I
kidding.
love it.
My plug
I'm
at the
gonna
end.
take notes. Like, we're gonna talk about AI as a like makes you a software developer, and then vibe coding. So I love it. I'm so
You'll be the
grateful. Yay,
vibe coder, by the
perfect.
way. I won't say anything to you. You'll be vibe coding. We're gonna watch you vibe
Okay.
code live. You're gonna become a
Better
instant blockchain developer, AI blockchain developer overnight. After and
I
only
need
if you
to
enroll in the WAP 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 WAP.
I just did.
Oh, you did. There's a
Mhm.
wheel too, by the way. You can spin the wheel and see if you win the prize.
I just joined. I'm just doing the free lifetime if that's okay.
Yeah, no, do that
Because
for
remember,
sure.
I need a job.
I'll give you the academy once it's like up and running, like fully, like it
Okay.
have the courses, the first course set up on there. I'll give you a trial. Because I believe in
Love
you.
it.
You'll be able to get that money up, get
You're the
that bag.
best.
And then the
That's
course will
right.
help you get that back because part of it is just very focused on implementation for projects. You have a project at the end of the course. That's my goal for every course that I'm going to have on there is you have an end project. Like I'm all about building, even if that means like that you build quick and build kind of like a lot off of like templating and stuff like that. You've created something
Mhm.
at the end of the day, and that's great. That's a win. Move on to the
I
next
love
thing.
that.
Now build something else.
Yep.
You built a UI. Now
That
let's build a back end, right?
I love that because, like, in the boot camp that I did last year, it was, like, stressful where they're like it wasn't just, "Here, build this piece," and then, like, "Yeah, you did it," and then, like, move on. It was like it was just stressful. I don't know. I don't recommend people doing a boot camp anymore. It used to be, I think,
It's
really good. It was
It
just
can
too
be
much,
like a
but
lot. Like it can be like,
yeah.
and if you mentioned Free Code Camp, for example, like I know someone who recently started teaching himself how to code, and he was using that, and I was like, that's great. Like for someone who like is maybe enrolled in college and like has like all this time in the world to just like sit there and do. Because he's like, I'm gonna get past HTML and CSS in 6 months. I'm like, wait, hold up, what? Like your course is like you're trying to like learn how to like you don't even know if you want to do like front end or back end or anything like that. Like what if
Right,
you're just going to be doing like full on Python development, making APIs or something like that, like, or
right,
doing
right,
SQL exclusively, doing like data manipulation or something of that nature? Like, do
right,
you like, you can't do that. Like what I recommend is like using and learning JavaScript or TypeScript, preferably TypeScript. And that way you can put together a UI, you can put together an API, you can put together a
right.
database, you can interact with all these things too just by using that one language, which you can't say about a lot of languages, most languages.
Got you. Yeah,
Yeah,
I hated front end stuff. I was so bad at HTML and CSS. I'm like, I just want to build APIs and like database. That's all I care about. Like the data and the like
very hacky
s-
with the CSS.
simplicity of it all, you know.
I hack Tailwind,
Um,
like, and I just like use class names, and I just if anyone ever sees my code, like forgive me because I will be like, what? Why didn't you just like make a standard like this is the hero icon, like the hero
right,
component as like a style or whatever. Like, no, I'm not gonna
right,
abstract out and compartmentalize. I'm trying to build right now. So I'll just start going
right.
in the class name and just
Ex-
be like, give
You're
me a border. I
vibe
want to round
coding.
that border out. I want to make a background. We're gonna make it this opacity. We're gonna make that font bold. No, we're gonna have the font change if it's on small. Me like just type it all out, or I'll use like the style property on a div and
Yeah,
then do a sort of like CSS pseudo CSS right there in the TypeScript.
I
Anybody
love
got
it. I
time to
love
like
you.
create standard things? Like, no, we're building.
No, we're building. Just get it done. If it works, it works. All right, I'm gonna end the
Spin your
stream.
wheel. Spin your wheel. Bye.